Hello, people. I'm here with a dear friend of mine. He's an English
Hello.
teacher as well. He's Sam, but he's going to tell you where he is right now and what exactly does he do. So, how are you doing today, my friends?
I'm good. Hi. Thank you very much to introduce me in such a lovely way. As he said, I'm Sam. I come from Italy, Cefalù in Sicily, but I'm currently in Amsterdam because I study English linguistics, literature, and pedagogy at the University of Amsterdam. So that's where I am right now. And as he
Mhm.
said, as my friend here said when we were talking earlier, Amsterdam is one of the most intercultural places in the world, and I came here to study and to explore a different way of thinking.
Why did you decide to be an English teacher?
Well, as a kid, I struggled with English, and I had a timeshare, multi-property in Malta, where I would go every year. And by going there, I made several friends from UK and from all over the world, really, but mostly UK because Malta, English colony, and blah blah blah. So that's why, for historical reason, lots of English people go there. I was struggling to understand them, and this thing made me angry in a way. I was just frustrated. I just wanted to tell them how I felt and what I wanted to communicate them, but it was difficult. And at some point, I met an English teacher. Her name is Susie. She's my best friend now. There's a bit of an age gap between us. She's a bit older than me, but that didn't stop us from becoming best friends. And she taught me the language. We were playing bingo, and every time in the afternoon, she would stop with me there at the bingo's table, and we would just learn the language. And when I left that year, when I left my timeshare, which was only like 2 weeks or something, then we continued this sort of correspondence, and we kept talking, and she taught me the language. She helped me, pass some English exams as well. So she really helped me in that sense. And so I want to literally teach English for all those people who, like me, are struggling with understanding and communicating with other people, and they really want to do that. And especially for those people who do not have the possibility to go abroad, I want to kind of bring a piece of abroad with me to them, because I have experience studying abroad in a English university. Cardiff University actually is Welsh, but still in the UK, and also international experience, which is still English if we consider English under the lingua franca point of view. So definitely, that's the reason why I want to teach English.
Do you think that learning languages in English, especially, has helped you become an even better global citizen?
Well, I would say yes, because English literally embeds the meaning of the word cosmopolitan, the citizen of the world. And I say this because English is the lingua franca, is the global lingua franca. And therefore, if you know it, you can, to some extent, communicate with everybody. I mean, to different degrees, of course, but you can definitely communicate, and you have more chances to communicate to other people. And so, under a cultural point of view, each country, one way or another, sort of has a relationship with English. And so English is sort of becoming integral part of their culture.
Mm-hmm.
Or also in places where English wasn't originally spoken, but just
Mm-hmm.
arrived there for historical reason. Those places who have English as a second language as a result of colonization.
Mm-hmm.
Those places which have English as a first language instead, like Australia, New Zealand, and UK and the United States, but also those places who just have English as a lingua franca, because with this concept of international communication, now people from that are non-native of English, they have to somehow communicate to one another, and they do it in English. So English is also like taking this direction, and which it's already taken this direction, really, but it's improving in that respect.
Yeah. What is your opinion about non-native English teachers?
Well, I judge the validity of a teacher based on its preparation and education. I don't judge the preparation of a teacher based on where she or he is from. So if you are prepared, if you studied the language critically, analytically, if you did all these things, then you are a valuable example of English teacher, regardless of where you are from and regardless of your native, of your nativity. So that's literally the point, and that's strongly related to the concept of pronunciation in that sense, accent. And these two words are often confused, because if you don't pronounce a word correctly, that's a problem. But if you don't pronounce a word with an accent, or if you pronounce a word with an accent that is unique to you, for example, in my case, in my case, as an Italian speaker, I know that most Italians have some peculiarities when the language, and of course, they generally do not sound as natives, right? But that doesn't mean that their pronunciation is wrong. And I'm trying with all my strength and efforts to make people understand that that's not a problem to have your own accent that is peculiar to you and you only. As long as you pronounce the word correctly in such a way, and by correctly, I mean this, in such a way that they are understood and that the meaning arrived to the other interlocutor, then it's okay. Like I believe that this is the right concept of pronunciation, and it doesn't have to be confused with accent.
Well, where do I sign? Because I agree with you entirely. I want to say that your English is exceptional.
Oh, thank you very much.
How can you come up with such creative videos? Because your content is amazing. On TikTok, I go crazy when I see it. Explain to me, please.
Well, it's not easy. I must admit, every day you have to think about what to do, and you have to find new ways of experimenting with the social media and the social media platform itself. It's demanding, because you need to always have ideas and contents to present. But sometimes I just am inspired by things around me, and as I made clear also by posting my last two videos, I was on holiday, and I would just in the middle of a square, and I didn't know what to do, and I was like, okay, I'm traveling, for example. That's an example I'm making right there. I'm traveling. Why don't I just explain the different travels that you can experience, from business travel to solo travel, And I was, for example, in Galerie Saint-Hubert in Belgium, and I was like, oh, in Italian, you have the word galleria, which is a polysemic word So lots of meanings. And in English is kind of the same, but the word galleria in Italy is also used for tunnel. And most Italians might be like struggling with this word because they might say gallery as opposed to tunnel, right? And that's a false friend. So just by looking around me and just finding ways to present, I just teach little English pills to those people who need it. And sometimes it's more focused on grammar, sometimes it's more towards people who want to laugh with the language and play and talk about the language in such a way that I emphasize its being weird and it's being very in a sense. So it really depends. And I'm also inspired from comments that I receive. So I try to respond to comments. Sometimes it's not as easy because, you have to please everybody. And if you have a decent audience in terms of numbers here, then, it might be difficult to please everybody. And therefore, sometimes I'm kind of sad that I cannot answer to everybody. But I'm happy with what I'm doing right now, and I hope to reach more and more people that need me at the moment.
What is the advice you would give my audience to keep studying English?
Well, as I said at the beginning, if you want to be able already now, but in the coming years, to be able to communicate with everybody. And to be limitless, okay? You have to keep studying English at the best of your abilities, at least in order to communicate to others, at least in order to be able to express yourself. Okay, that's just why would you imagine? You want to meet new friends and learn new cultures and talk to people and also interact with them. How are you going to do that? Why would you be limited and sort of merely concentrated in your own reality, which is, my country, my people, I speak this language, when you can potentially speak to everybody and meet everybody. I think that's a new perspective that needs to be introduced. And it's not only about the language, it's about the philosophy of life, really. Imagine having imagine put it in this perspective, right? How many more people would you know? How would your life change? How would your life change? How would your choices that you make in your life change? With regard to meeting new people and being able to communicate to everybody and experience new culture and having more points of view. How will your life change? So sometimes that's why there's a common saying in Italy, which if I had to literally translate it would be holy ignorance, right? Because sometimes if you don't take into account new perspectives and new things in general, you don't get to think. You don't get to think about certain aspects of life that you didn't reflect before and reflect on before. And that's exactly my point here. Learning English is a resource, and we should all use it.
I agree with you entirely. Before we go to the rapid round game, which is the game that everybody loves, I would like to ask you one final question. You're also crazy about sports. Could you elaborate a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure. I'm a basketball player. I practice sports since I was a kid, and my mother is a volleyball player. My father is a volleyball coach. Ironically, my father coaches my mother. So I'm the kind of person that wanted to stop this volleyball tradition. So I started playing basketball. At the very beginning, I was really practicing all sports. I did all sorts of sports in my life, but I focused on volleyball, football, and basketball. I also did like horse riding and this kind of things, but only like in a certain period of the year during the summer. But I must say, I love sports, and I also played professional basketball for a few years, since I was 15 years old to up until now. Really, I'm having a break right now because I'm here in the Netherlands, and I started playing basketball with a team, but because of the pandemic here in the Netherlands, things are not as ideal as maybe are in the rest of the world. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. So the championship just stopped, and I'm now going back to Italy, and hopefully I will restart there. But yeah, that's my passion. Basketball is my passion. I was inspired by great basketball players that also helped me in my life to change my attitude towards things. Think about Michael Jordan, competitiveness, or Mamba mentality from Kobe Bryant. You know, these people really helped me, not only from a basketball perspective and within the sport itself, but also in the life outside the basketball court. So yeah, I take sports very seriously. I practice daily, go to the gym, and before it was done merely because of basketball, but then I realized it was something like to be done more for yourself, you know, and to take care of your body and to take care of your health and take care of yourself. So everything was rooted towards basketball, the alimentation and the diet and this kind of stuff. But now I understood it was not only because of basketball, but also because I had a natural inclination towards health and treat my body as my temple, because we only have one body and we have to take care of it.
It has grown on you, right? As I can tell. Yeah. So now we're heading to the end of the interview, and we're going to play the rapid round game where I ask you some questions, and then I go in the hot seat and you ask me some questions. So I'm going to start, all right? My family is?
Large.
The English language is?
Beautiful.
The best book I read was?
Pride and Prejudice.
Awesome book. My favorite word in English is?
Haberdashery.
My father owns a haberdashery store, by the way.
Okay.
My next station will be?
Italy, maybe? I don't know.
Awesome.
Why not?
And the last one from me, peace for me is?
Chaos and order.
Awesome. Now I am in the hot seat and you can ask me the questions.
Teaching English means?
My life.
Okay, interesting. Free speech is?
Speaking from the heart.
Okay, interesting. I do what I do because?
I am addicted to English.
Okay. My favorite food is?
Brazilian staple food, rice and beans.
Okay, pretty accurate. I spend a lot of time on TikTok because?
I am looking for new ideas and inspiration.
Okay. I studied English at?
I studied English in Brazil, in Spain. My master's degree was in Spain.
Right. Okay. My pupils are?
As crazy as I am.
Okay. Cool.
Well, for every guest, I have a sentence, a quote, a takeaway. And for you, it's going to be very easy. I've met you 15 days ago.
Yeah.
Actually, I found your content on TikTok and I said, ooh, he's great. Now, I want to tell you something. I would carry this interview for hours and hours because your conversation and the way you explain things is really amazing. When we talked over the phone for the pre-interview, I said to you that I knew that the interview would be amazing. And it really was.
Yeah, I had a sense was going to be great as well. And yeah, that's why I was very looking forward to meet you in person, albeit over the phone or over the laptop or whatever that is. And yeah, it was nice. And I would do it, and I would do it again.
And the sentence that I have for you is actually is a quote, not a sentence. Keep on dreaming. John Lennon said, wisely said, I am a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Once we stop dreaming, we start dying day after day. And remember that you have a friends in the countryside of the state of São Paulo, in Brazil, whenever you want to come down. You're more than welcome to meet my family, my children, my wife. You're more than welcome to be here.
Yeah, same goes for you, man. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, and keep bringing amazing content to the world. I duetted with you on TikTok, 1 or 2 videos, because it was amazing. It's a huge pleasure to have met you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for the opportunity, because, you know, we have to make sure that we share positive vibes and messages, and we share our knowledge and our passion for the English language. So I always say that I'm on a mission.
I agree. Once again, thank you so very much for being here with me, for accepting my interview. People, this was my friend Sam. I hope you liked it as much as I did. It was a huge pleasure. Sam, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Yep, definitely. Goodbye.
Hello, it's Rod's friend here, Gino from Real Everyday English. Sorry for interrupting your video. I just want to make a quick recommendation that you subscribe to Rodrigo's channel. He's an amazing guy. He's so humble. He's so dedicated, and he creates absolutely fantastic content. See you people soon. Bye-bye. God bless.